Yu-Gi-Oh! 101 card review. Here to review a card that is a. Hold on, let me get this right. A Yu-Gi-Oh! Zexal Volume 1 promo card. Yeah, a Yu-Gi-Oh! Zexal Volume 1 promo card. Let me check the release date on this. I didn't do this ahead of time. So I do apologize for my unprofessionalism. August 4th. Okay, so it's already out in OCG. Alright, so what we're looking at here is number 32, Lancelot, Ghost Knight of the Underworld. Now, just to get this out the way, this card is not considered to be a part of the Knight archetype because the original Japanese name does not have the word Knight in it translated. So, so yeah, fun fact there. So it's a dark zombie effect, exceed monster, rank 8, attack 2000, defense 1500, description 2 level 8 monsters. While this card has Exceed material, it can attack your opponent directly. When this card inflicts battle damage to your opponent, you can target one face-up monster your opponent controls, destroy that target once per turn during either player's turn. When a spell, a trap card, or another monster effect is activated, detach one Exceed material from this card, negate the activation. So, no matter what happens, you have to detach and negate that effect. Now, with that being said, a card like Exceed Unit would be ideal to raise this card's attack, but because its effect is mandatory when a spell, trap, or another monster effect is activated, you have to negate it. It's pretty much just going to negate Exceed Units, so that's a card you want to wait to use. After all of this card's Exceed materials have been used up. Exceed Territory would be good for this card. After its Exceed materials are used up, that way you can, you can raise its attack up to a reasonable, number. Because as it is right now, I mean, 2,000 attack, I mean, it's so-so. Like that isn't good enough. The only benefit is that you're able to attack your opponent directly because of the Exceed materials on it, but like really that's just not enough. It's nothing you can really do. So in that regard, it is kind of difficult to use early on. So you got to be careful when you use it. Otherwise, you're going to be stuck with a monster that has, you know, 2,000 attack on the field, and the standard attack for a monster on the field these days is 2,500. So this monster is going to get wiped clean. It's not difficult to get a monster with 2,500 on the field anyway. So for today's era in Yu-Gi-Oh, saying this monster's attack is relatively low, but considering that it can attack your opponent directly, I can see why they did it like that. Um, Now this card, actually just triggers its own effect because it can attack your opponent directly as long as it has Exceed materials on it. On top of that, when it inflicts battle damage, your opponent, you can destroy one face-up monster your opponent controls. So it pretty much just activates its own effect, and I guess this would be a good way to. I mean, even though you can attack it directly with it, you don't have to. And I'm guessing this is like a good way to take out your opponent's face down monsters if they have any flip effects, because you'll be able to negate them with this monster effect. But I guess since when it attacks, it's pretty much like a free attack anyway, because you know since it's mandatory for you to detach an Exceed material in order to negate a spell, trap, or a monster effect your opponent controls, or or a spell, trap, or monster effect that you control. Um, you know, when it attacks, I mean, obviously you'll be able to negate your opponent's cards, with no problem at all. So at the very least, you should be able to do 2,000 damage to your opponent, which is good. So the archetypes that can really use this, I mean, obviously, are some zombie archetypes out there that can really use this. I really can't think of any in particular, but the gimmick puppets can really use this with ease, considering that they specialize in exceed summoning rank 8 monsters. So like rank 8 exceed monsters. Um, the Sylvans, you know, they also specialize in getting rank 8 exceeds out on the field. Um, I believe like the Heretics do also. And I think that's it. No. I think I'm missing an archetype. I think I'm missing. So like there's like another archetype that can get out rank 8 exceed monsters with these, but I can't think of it right now. So forgive me for that. But nevertheless, man, like this is a good card. When used wisely, shit, it can be a great card. You just got to be careful because remember that effect that negates, it is mandatory. Like that is not optional. So don't let nobody tell you different. There's no can in that sentence. Once per turn during either player's turn, when a spell, a trap, or another monster effect is activated, detach one exceed material from this card, negate the activation. They do not have can in that sentence, so it's not optional. It has to happen. So, link to this card is going to be in the description. You guys can check it out, and I'll see you for the next card review. Peace.